You can make me the
Awesome.
host.
I did, yes.
Awesome.
Let me try again. Yeah, you should be a co-host now.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Michelle.
You're welcome. Enjoy the sessions, everyone.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye. All right, so let's start with the day. But before I start, I just wanna throw a quick questions. First of all, tell me, how are you doing? I hope you had a great evening after the session. And just if you tell me in a message, or if you want to unmute yourself, what did you felt when you went back after the session? Did you have any thoughts about what did you learn and how it can help you? So if I can take one or two comments. So what were your feelings, your thoughts, your understanding? What did you learn and how it can help you? Then we will move to today's session. Yeah, anyone can share, either through chat or you can unmute yourself. Yes, who would like to share? Jim? Yes, anyone? Yeah, Daniel, go ahead.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Daniel, go ahead.
Yeah, yesterday, actually before the sessions, I thought I knew a lot of things, and perhaps I could be adding on, but when I went through the session, I realized that there were a lot of things that actually I didn't know, and some of them we were not actually practicing them in our venture, which was evident in our sales and all that. So I went back home so happy, and I couldn't wait for today's session. That's why I even joined so early, that I should not miss anything. I was really so
Awesome, 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 great. Thank you for sharing that. Yes, anyone else? Okay, thank you. As inspired to adapt my marketing strategy. Awesome, happy to hear that. Any other final comments? Remember, we really love to hear your voice. So the more you speak with us, the more we enjoy conversation with you. So I would love to, if you can unmute yourself and share your experience. Now, whatever we will be learning today, those are very powerful. This could really give a very straightforward direction to your venture, right? So we'll go in detailed discussion. So majorly, I'll be sharing tools and techniques and knowledge with you, and then Sana will also join us, who will talk more about revenue streams, right? So any final comment you want to share? Or should I move ahead? All right. So if you have nothing to share and excited to learn what we have today, let's get started. Let me share this link with you. Please check in the chat box and please come to this page, right? Let me know if you can't access it so that I can give access to you. Awesome. All right, so let's not write anything here, right? So I want all of you to download it, and how you can download it, just go to the file section and download its copy, right? So that you have it with you. But let me explain these one by one. And remember, I want you to pay very focus here, because if you sit with your team members and if you draft these things for your enterprise, this would be, you will document your entire enterprise and you can pitch it, you can then modify it pretty easily, but you will have everything documented, everything on paper, and everything so clear that you won't be struggling, redefining, or working again and again. What do you want to achieve, or what do you want to do with your enterprise? So let me explain this one by one, right? You will have access to this folder. Tomorrow we will give you access to this folder. Now we called it essential components of venture creation. Now some of you might be creating a venture at the very early age. Some of you might have created it, but if you don't have these things, you can create this for your enterprise. And those who are recently working on this, on your venture, you still can create this for your enterprise. Now, this is what you and your team members need to do, right? These are the components, these are the business creation components, and these are the description you need to add here. You need to keep this sheet with you. Now, the first thing in any venture creation, in any enterprise creation, is business idea, right? It could be social idea, it could be business idea, it could be for profit, it could be non-for-profit, it could be hybrid. We have three kind of ideas: non-for-profit, we have for-profit, and hybrid. Hybrid means it's a mix. Sometimes it earns profit, sometimes it does activity where they just do it, a non-for-profit activities. So what problem, this is an important question you need to ask you and your partner as a team. What problem does your business addresses? If not a problem, what problems do your business, or does your business addresses? For example, as Heather last mentioned, one of the case study. For example, you say, I want to address malnutrition in children. It could be one of the business idea, right? So now, have you drafted what problem you're working on? If not, put your entire details in this column, in this section. Now, the second, once you draft what problem you will be addressing, and you want to convert this into your enterprise, ask a question: is your business or venture registered? Because to grow global, to grow national, to work with NGOs and INGOs, to work with corporations, they will always ask you for registration, because this brings legal identity to your business, to your idea. Just imagine if you are living in a country, for example, I live in Qatar. So if I don't have Qatar identity card, how people will recognize, how organization, banks, and companies will recognize me? The same is with the business. So if you are running an idea and you haven't registered it, how you will become inauthentic? How your business idea will become inauthentic? So ask this question from yourself, that is your business registered? Does it has to be registered or not? If it has to be registered, based upon the relevant authorities or the relevancy to the problem, which authorities you need to go and register your organization with. So this is one thing your team needs to work on. Then business description, develop your enterprise detailed profile. Now in profile, we have so many things. For example, your venture vision, your venture mission, your venture objectives, your venture hierarchy, like the CEO, then finance manager, then associates. What is the hierarchy in your enterprise? Then there could be description to your services. For example, you might be providing 3-4 kind of services. Explain each service, its features, its benefits, the prices, anything that is include in your business. So describe in detail about your business profile, right? Then market need analysis. Conduct a need analysis and understand it. It simply means, if you are coming up with an idea, for example, to if you want to enroll more children in a school, right? So you first go to the community, conduct in a need assessment, and see where is the gap. Why people are not enrolling their children in their schools? Is it the financial problem? Is it that they don't know? Is it the government who are not facilitating it well? So find out the problem. So a lot of startups starts without doing market analysis, and they fail then. If you are launching a for-profit business, first see the market analysis, that if you are selling a product, will it be sellable or not? Will people buy it or not? And what is the need? As I said last day, if you're bringing something to me and and it's not my need or my wish, why I would buy it? So that's why it is really important for you that you understand that, you have to do the market analysis. Then innovative product or services offer highly desirable innovative products. What are your products and services? For example, Center for Awareness Training and Development. Just to give you as an example, let me just open our website. Now, just to show you, for example, this is our company website, right? So you see, this is kind of my online profile, right? We have everything. These are our services, for example. So you need to write in this about section, right? Whether it's for website or whether it's the physical copy. I can show you the physical copy as well. See, these are the description of our business. These are our values. This is our philosophy. This is our experience, impact. These are our team members. So then these are our services. So define your services. For example, we have consulting service, we have project management services, and then we have training and skill development. Now, when I click on training and skill development, so these give me the description, which sector we work in, what are our training features, right? What are our solutions? See, we have defined our solution: business incubation, leadership, soft skill, digital skills, learning impact assessment. So make a detailed profile if you haven't made one so far. So you need to go and develop that profile, and of course product. Even if it is a product, you need to write and you need to describe each service or product of your venture or organization or company. Now, the other important component is where your business will be located. Will you operate virtually or will you be operating physically? Now, if you are operating physically, where you will open your outlet or your shop or your office, then you need to understand the need, that your business idea and the people you are targeting, and then accordingly you need to launch your you decide your location. A lot of startups don't take care of this. They take it easy and later they regret their business closes because their location might be far away, their location might not be reachable to the people, that their location might not be good. For example, if I always give this example, if you're opening an ice cream shop, so ideally it should be in a crowded place to the front of the people or to the road or to the shops, and it should be in the ground floor or on the first floor. But if you open your ice cream shop, let's suppose on the third floor and on the back of the plaza or on the back side of the let's suppose bazaar, so what will happen? Nobody will come to your customer, will be less. So the same is with the business location. Put your business location where most of your customer can come to you. And if it is virtual, just understand where do you want to sell your product. For example, at the start, you might not be able to deliver product to the United States. So you might start targeting your specified region. So once you established your presence there, then you move tactically to other places one by one. So this is how you approach when it comes to online locations. Then branding, marketing, and sales plan. Danish explained it well. I explained it. Heather explained it in detail last day. How you will reach out to your customer and how will you sell your product or service. Will you be using social media? Will you be using traditional marketing? Will you be using, let's suppose, paid promotions? What marketing techniques you will be using to reach to your customer? And then how you will be selling your product? What would be your selling strategies? You also need to come up with selling strategies. So you need to work on these techniques. Then competitive analysis. Analyze who are you? Who are you, your competitors in the market, and how you are different from them. That means know what you have, know what your competitor has, compare and see what unique selling point. We call it unique selling point. What is your unique selling point? Now let me write it here. Unique selling point, USP. What is your USP? What is your unique selling point? You need to identify your unique selling point by understanding yourself and of course your competitor. Then here is the financial needs. How much budget do you need to bear all the business expenses while launching? If it is in a launch phase, calculate how much expenses will it take. The administrative expenses, the, let's suppose, website you are building, the employees you are hiring, the materials you are purchasing. So understand the needs. And if you are now in a phase where you're scaling, understand how many more finance you need to hire additional staff, to make your office bigger, to buy additional materials. So this way you need to understand your financial needs. Financial management is very important, the cash inflow and the cash outflow. Then the operational plan. How will you run your business and enterprise? That means from morning till the last minute, till the closing of the business, how the operation will work. Who will be the in charge? Who will be looking after the operation? How the bills will be controlled? How the equipments will be controlled? How the employees will be controlled? How the meetings will be conducted? How the resources will be utilized? Make a detailed plan, right? So this way it will help you run smooth operation. Then team with entrepreneurial attitude. You need to have people in team. This is why I have put it here. You already asked a question earlier. This is extremely important. What roles do you have at your enterprise and what skill set are you required to fill it? So you really need to know which skill set do you need. You really need to know what attitude, what kind of persons you need or personalities you need in your team. So based upon that, you then identify the skills, the attitudes, the personalities, and then you hire the relevant person. So these are some of the powerful best practices and a framework. If you sit with your team members, if you work on it for 2-3 weeks, you design this, you brainstorm on it, you design these components of your venture, trust me, you will clearly head towards your organizational goals. So this is what you need to work on. Download this, keep it, and after the training in the next few weeks, please work on it so that you can develop a detailed profile. Now I showed you my profile website. Let me show you quickly our physical profile so that you have an idea how does the profile looks like. So let me take you to, okay, where we have it. Okay, here it is. So now if you see, every year we update our profile, right? For example, this is our profile for 2022, and this is what we share with our stakeholders. We share with them. Now this is our profile. Now see, it has description, our values, who we are, our numbers. We keep updating our numbers. Let me share my screen. Can you see my screen? Okay, here we are. Can you see it now? Okay, awesome. Awesome, you can see now. So let me go back. So here it is. Now this is my organization profile, right? So, okay, let me see the chat. Okay, awesome, thank you. Now, this is how you can build your own profile, right? In the numbers, who you are, these are our services: human capital development, youth development, entrepreneurship, managing consultant. These are some of our professional courses. These are some of our programs, right? Some of our completed projects that we have completed. these are our clients that we have said. So this is our approach. Now this is a very short and comprehensive profile. So you need to create, it's 19 pages. Your profile might be 2 or 3 pages, right? So don't worry about that. But all we want is just share your make your profile so that you can share this then with the clients, with the stakeholders, and with the people with whom you are interacting. Now I am open to question. What question do you have for this? Do you think it is relevant? Relevancy is very important. Do you think this tool can help you redefine your venture? Yeah, I can take questions. Yes, any question, any feedback through chat or maybe through. How do you see these tools? And for those who join now, I'll share this once again so that you have access to it. Yes, anyone who would like to comment? Daniel, anyone else? Yes, who will take a lead? Because if you speak, I'll understand that it's something that is beneficial. So yes, who would like to comment? Daniel, any thoughts on your side? Let me call the names. Jessica, anything if you want to add?
Hi.
Hi.
I wasn't here yesterday. I didn't know this was happening, so I'm just joining today. Yeah. I'm just looking at the documents, and I think I will need to take some time to actually go through the document and actually input everything about our nonprofit organization.
So of course that will take you time, but do you think like this framework, this tool can help you? Like, what are your initial thoughts, seeing this sheet that I shared with you?
Mm-hmm. I think because we are a not-for-profit, it would be hard to add everything like the competitive analysis, like who our competitors are. And we are located in Madagascar. I think I was really trying to get out of this to see if like how we can create a for-profit side of the nonprofit work that we are already doing.
Right, makes sense. But let me just explain you like this competitor part is applicable to both the for-profit and non-for-profit. Let me explain this, right, for your clarity. Why? Because you will have a lot of multiple non-for-profit organizations competing in the same market, doing same things, providing same services in the community. They will be competing for funds, for grants, for projects. Am I right?
Yes.
So in that capacity, you need to come up with something very unique. It could be in terms of providing quality services, in terms of the team you have, in terms of the community you are engaged with, or the number of people in the community engaged with it. So that's why, like, I have been working with different non-for-profit organizations. So they are really struggling with this. There are dozens of non-for-profit organizations pitching to the donors for an idea, but donors cannot fund every idea, right? They cannot give fund to every organization when it comes to non-for-profit. So that's why it is also applicable to you that you should understand who are the other non-for-profit organizations working in your area. What are they doing? how are they strong, or what is their competitive advantage, how you can be different than them, and tomorrow you pitch to the donor, they take your project, they pay you, they donate to you in order to carry on the activities. So that's why it's irrespective of whether you're for profit or you're non-for-profit.
Thank you for the explanation.
Does it make any sense?
It makes sense.
Okay, awesome. So work on this sheet, right? Develop these strategies. In the last 10 years, this is one of the struggle that a lot of startup has, is that they don't document what they want to do. This is really important. So if you want to do anything, if you want to bring any service, document it, not only that service, but also the approach to that service, the uniqueness that service has, the different features that would be included, the approach that you will achieve those services. So that's why it's important for us to go through this framework. Daniel, so I was just asking, if you want to share anything regarding this sheet, or if you have any question regarding this sheet, I'll share on my screen again so that you guys can have an idea, those if somebody has joined late. So what do you think about this essential component? Do you think it's powerful for you? Do you think it's essential or it's helpful?
Hello, can I go?
Yeah, yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, this sheet to me,
Mm-hmm.
it's really good, especially now when you come to the part of the market analysis, the market
Mhm.
need analysis, because for example, if you're starting a profit-oriented business or enterprise,
Mm-hmm.
for you to get a profit, you have to make sales, but those sales cannot come without you knowing your market. You cannot just assure that you have a market for your product, because you may actually make the product and you find that people are not interested in it, or there is a particular thing that people would love you to include in that product for them to purchase it. You get, so the market analysis really stands out here clearly for me, and it's really a very good sheet, and I'm going to work on ours.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. We have built this for you, and this is what we have been sharing with the resolution fellows in the previous sessions as well. And this is extremely powerful, right? It really helps you bring your everything on the sheet. And when you know everything, you think, reflect, and it's easy for you to work on these things. Now, let me come to answer which people are capable. Thank you for a wonderful presentation. Of course, which people are capable to participate in forming the profile? Is it the executive or all the members of the company are involved? So yes, so it's mostly the executives, but along with the executive, my recommendation to all of you is find people who has expertise or who has more experience, industry experience than you. Engage them as well and ask their feedback and their guidance as well. So this way, even if you have a team members, you can sit with them and you can, take their recommendation. What do they recommend? So this way you would be able to come up with a very comprehensive and a very effective content for your profile. All right, any other question? Okay, of course. Any final comments? Anyone who would like to comment on this? Yes, anyone from through the chat? And if you have not understood any part of it, please tell me, let me explain it again. I don't want you to miss anything here. This is very important document, right? So just go through it. I'm sharing the sheet again in the chat box, just in case some of you have missed it. So just go through it, take a minute. Let me give you 1 minute, right? Just to go through it scroll down. Let me know if you have any, clarifying questions, so that before I move ahead, you can, jump in and you can ask me this question. Yes, any question? No question. Repeat on competitive analysis. Okay, let me complete this. So when it comes to competitive analysis, in competitive analysis, what we do is we try do research. We do research where we see that the product and the services we have, who else is providing services in the same market. For example, if I am selling, services and training and development, so I will sit, let's suppose my target is Qatar market. So I will sit with my team, we will do extensive research, and we will find out all the organization on our level, and we will, search who is providing training services other than us. Then we will make a list, then we will study each competitor. What training services does they provide? What is their unique selling point? How do they approach to the training? What current clients they have, right? And then we will assess our, how we are different, how we will approach, how we will come up with different certification and programs, and with the pricing. For example, what is their pricing and what will be our pricing in the market. So this way we do competitive analysis, where we try understand all the competitors in a market who are there providing the same product or services that we do, and we then see what they are doing and what we will be doing. Why we do this? In order that we take more market share. We are more unique than our competitors. We do things better than our competitors, so that more people come to us and our business grow. I hope it's clear now. Daniel. Is it clear? Should I explain it in detail? Okay, awesome, great. Any other question here in this part? Any question you feel needs clarifying questions or clarification, just tell me, I'll explain it. And to this part, let's come to this branding and marketing. I'll take you to this sheet here. So last day we discussed this, that you really need to decide which platform you want to use. So you have to identify. If you haven't worked on it, I understand that, but after this training, you need to sit with your team members and you need to work, you need to research on this as well, and you need to work on these as well, so that you are able to understand what tools you will be using and how this will help you achieve your organization targets. All right, so any question, or should I move ahead? You can tell me in the chat box. If you say I should move ahead, just tell me yes, then I'll move ahead. Okay, awesome. All right, let me stop this for a while. Awesome. Let me share another important tool. Okay, let me do this later because it's connected with the BMC. So let's do it later, right? All right, so now I have one question for all of you before we move to the next session is, what is that one greatest challenge and one of the major problem you have in your organization, in your venture, you think is stopping you from all other, doing all other activities, are growing, are launching, are hiring team members? So I know every startup face some certain challenge regarding the growth, regarding the expansion, regarding the launching. So let me give you 2 minutes. Just drop it in the chat box and let's see how we can address this in the later part. Okay, you have social media presence and team commitment. Okay, what about others? What problems do you have? Yes, I want to hear from all of you, right? Okay, limited resources, marketing. Okay. So limited resources, like what do you mean by it? Is it the financial resources? Or greatest challenge is team dynamics. Okay, commitments, inadequate capital. What about others? Okay, we'll be joined by Sana in a while. So, okay, financial resources. Okay, this is one of the major project test challenge. Okay. All right. All right, financial resources. Okay, financial resources is majorly one of the resource. Abhi Sana will talk on it. Apology, I started talking in Urdu. Sometime it happens, but we will discuss in detail how you can generate revenues. What are the different ways through which you can generate revenues, right? So this session will be conducted by Sana. She will tell you all the details, the different revenue streams that you can input in your, whether you are for profit or non-for-profit. So let's wait for her. She will be here. She's unable to log in. Just give me a minute. She's facing some problem. Just give me a minute. Let me sort it out. She will join in a minute. Okay. Hello, Sana, are you here? All right, she is facing some internet issue. Let her wait, but we will jump into another important. Why? Okay, she will join from mobile. She's unable to do it from her laptop.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Sana. Sana, just give me a minute. Let me pull out your presentation and then you can start. Just give me a minute. So thank you so much, Sana, first of all, for joining, and good evening from my side. I hope you're good. Thank you for giving us your time. Just to brief you a little bit about, we have the Resolution Fellows. These fellows come from a very diverse background, spread it across Africa, North America, South America, and Asia as well, and some other parts. So they have been running their own startups, their own ventures. Few of them are in the early stage, few of them are in the later stage. We are trying to help them learn the best practices, how they can scale up, how they can start, scale up, and of course run their enterprises. So we had this discussion. Majorly they are facing financial issues. So we have this session, you will be talking on it regarding revenue streams, how they can diversify their revenue streams. So few of them are non-for-profit, most of them are for-profit, but in all cases you can guide them as well, how they can, turn their non-for-profit into for-profit, or how they can make a hybrid, I would say, how they can make their enterprise a hybrid enterprise. So this will help them, run their enterprise effectively. So I would like to hand it over to you. You can have initial introduction with them. Sana is a very good friend, and Sana is like a mentor to me. She is kind enough. She makes herself available for us whenever we need her. So she is Dubai best. She will introduce herself in detail. So Sana, I'll share my screen, but you can go with the introduction.
Hi guys. So there's internet issues, so I'll not be able to continue the video with you guys. But yes, this is Sana Hussain Lamani, and I am a leadership coach. I'm a Marshall Goldsmith certified coach. I have an experience with SMEs and startups in Pakistan for around 3 to 5 years. I've closely worked with incubation centers across Pakistan, so you can. It's a very diversified field and it's growing in Pakistan. So yes, I have a lot of exposure regarding how the startup works, how what they lack, and I have practically worked with them. So yes, that is more of my experience. And currently, I'm engaged in development of human resource. So we are also planning an international event in Dubai, Disrupt HR, and we are also looking forward to closely work with government levels initiatives in Lahore in Pakistan. So yes, as a strategic kind of a person, I am looking with or giving like my experience, my mentoring towards startups and SMEs.
Yes, Sana, you can start with the session, right? I'll be running the slide. When you say, just tell me change the slide, I'll change it.
So let's go to the first slide and let's understand the basic definition of each aspect of what we are going to discuss, that is revenue diversification. First of all, we need to understand that diversification, or in business, you cannot put all your eggs in one basket. After COVID, we need to realize that we need to have a diversify and a magnify approach towards businesses and what we are doing, even as a professionals, even if we are working for jobs and other things, we need to have an open mind and we need to diversify our expertise. So let's talk about revenue first, that what exactly you understand with revenue word. The concept of revenue needs to be very much clear, which needs to be very much in line for what your business purposes are. So the total income produced by given sources. So you have different sources in terms of when you are generating a revenue. So when your total expenditure and your total profits, your total expenses and your total capital minus whatever is left is basically your profit. And that becomes your revenue. And diversity is a condition of being composed of different elements. There are different layerings to revenue, and there are different ways through which revenue can be generated. And let's talk about revenue streams, that there can be, we can focus on various income sources that can channel money into a business or bank account. So channelizing those various streams. Hello?
Yes, we can hear, Sana.
Actually, I was just having some voices, so I thought that someone to
Yeah,
bounce.
maybe on the fellow side, somebody might have unmuted.
So the amount of money generated from the sale of a product and services, and when you can stream different and multiple sources to these revenue, this becomes your stream. So basic ideology we are going to explore is how we can multiply or how we can find different streams towards our revenue. Can you change the slide, please? Aziz, can you change the slide? So there are types of revenue streams, and we will look into the 4 primary revenue streams that are transactional, that are project-based, that are services, and that are recurring. So when you talk about these one by one, we will discuss. So when you plan your revenue streams, you have to have a user-centric approach, because more of your user will use this product or your services or your business model. You need to identify what market niche you are targeting to exactly know what your revenue streams can be. So let's start with transaction revenue stream. Please change the slide. This is the most common stream of revenue for a business. In most cases, these transactions occur when a customer pays for a goods and services. So if you're a manufacturer, a person who is having a manufacturing product, when your customers' transactions occur and reoccur, that is one of the aspects that you generate revenue. You have a streamline, you have a product line, you can base your transactional spread into different dimensions of the business. So if you have a recurring customer pattern, you need to identify. So that falls into transaction type of stream, which can be explored, which can be maneuvered, which can be manipulated. Like somehow, if you want to increase the footfall of your customers' transactions, you can come up with discounts, you can have promotional activities for your products, your services, you can discount them, you can have different ways to manipulate a consumer behavior. That could be very detailed, but yes, the basic concept is that if you have a recurring customer and a customer who makes frequent transaction, how can you multiply that transaction? How can you increase that transaction? So that is the concept of transaction stream of revenue. Now the project base. There are seasonal streamlines as well, streams of revenue. So a project revenue stream is similar to transaction-based revenue. It's non-recurring payments. At one point of time, there is a time limit to the project. There's a time limit to this revenue stream. And this form of revenue is usually broken up into several large payments throughout duration of a project, which can generate a substantial amount of money and resources to complete. So in a certain way, there is a time limit. In a certain way, there is a prospect towards designing a project which can increase your revenue. So in certain ways, you can use these kind of projects based revenue streams to enhance and to regularize more revenue patterns, and these are seasonal patterns. So you can have more access to these projects, more planned way you can generate a revenue from these project-based revenue streams. Any questions, guys, you have? If you can participate, and if you're understanding, and if you can improvise, you can put it in chat and I would like to answer it. If it is clear, I can go ahead. Aziz, shall I continue my presentation?
Yes, Sana, we can go ahead.
Okay, so a service revenue stream is usually based on time instead of a physical product. For example, when you hire a lawyer, they charge you on hourly basis for their services. So yes, you can also be flexible in generating a service revenue where you can exercise your expertise towards different services, and you can evolve different streamlines of what you exactly are doing. So this is also one of the streams that you can provide services to different aspects of your business model and to the niche of your customer. Please change the slide. So a recurring revenue streams, as the name suggests, means that the payment will be ongoing. And this is very popular kind of a revenue stream, which is now recurring accordingly. So subscription model, subscription fees, like Netflix has a subscription fee. So once a subscriber subscribes this thing and he just got on board with you, and monthly basis, yearly basis, quarterly basis, he keep on revising the subscription fees, or he keep on paying you the subscription fees. So that's a very sustainable model right now practiced in online streams of businesses. Advertising fees you can take, usage fees, brokerage fees, third-party licensing, renting, leasing, and lending assets. You need to understand your business first, what kind of a business that you are doing, what kind of market niche you are actually looking for, and how you can fit these different streams of revenue according to your need and your market niche. Now, this is a very crucial question. We can know the revenue, we can know the diversification, we can know the streams of revenue, but what works for you? How to create revenue streams for yourself and your business? That's a very integral question. If you answer this question rightly, you may have different and accurate stream of revenue where you will not struggle. So for this, you need to plan it first. You don't want to get overboarded or jump on every revenue stream you stumble across. If you want to be successful, you need to plan and strategize. Honestly, throughout my career, I've realized that strategy and planning are very integral part of business. Business success, 70% depends on how well you plan and how well you strategize your 1, 2, 3, 4 steps towards achieving your goals. So for revenue streams, we can't use every revenue streams. Every revenue stream cannot work for us. So identify your primary audience and source of revenue. You need to know what exactly you're offering and whom you are offering. So that is a very important question. You have to brainstorm those opportunities that complements your existing revenue stream. So if you're having something like, for example, you're going for a certain kind of a model of revenue and it is working perfectly okay, you need to correlate that with the other revenue stream. You can't go out of the box for like you can not generate one type of revenue and the other revenue does not correlate to that one. So you need to think wisely that how this one revenue stream can complement the other one. Think about the customer journey. You need to know how your customer made the first initiative for getting your services, your product, or you who enters into your business model. And then the whole journey, if you map and where you can, see the gaps where the revenue streams can be created or where you can more improvise and have a proactive strategy where you can get more revenue from your customer. Doing your homework is the most important thing. The whole idea of business is to plan your things promptly according to the external forces, according to your internal constraints, and you know how well you can improvise with different situations. Because now there is in certain ways we have to be very much prepared for unpredictable situations. COVID has taught us to be, more diversified, more agile. And that flexibility needs to be there in the business streams, like in the revenue streams. Analyze your progress once you launch. So feedback is always important. Whenever you take an initiative in any way in your business, you need to map this. You need to determine the timeline, you need to determine the outcomes, and then you can improvise accordingly. So can I change, Aziz, can you change the slide, please? So there are 7 types of revenue streams that you can implement for your business. There are many types of revenue streams. So for a startup, for a business who has really triggered, there could be international funding as well. There could be more improvisation towards venture capitalist model, but that it needs to be very much get into the depth. I have streamlined because it's a regular practice and it's in regular ways we can, small businesses can do this small initiatives, and they can, improvise accordingly with these types of streamlines, like these types of revenue streams. So subscription model is very easy. You can, if you have an online business, if you are e-commerce business, and if you have different recurring patterns of transactions that are happening with your customers, you can provide them subscription model. You can also have licensing about your products. You can have product sales. You can increase those product sales by different marketing tools. Moreover, we don't have marketing strong strategy towards these revenue streams as well. So we need to emphasize that what product sales can be enhanced by using marketing techniques. Then services and consultancy. You can see that if you're able, and if your business model can provide services and consultancy, that also can be a revenue stream for you. You can advertise more, and through advertising, you can increase your revenue streams. Leasing and renting is also one of those aspects where you can generate a lot of revenue there. Brokerage fees is one of those aspects where you can learn more about, and you can, enhance the capacity of businesses. So these are the ways that you can enhance, and you can come up with definite patterns of revenue, which can assist you to monetize your strength of your business. Thank you so much. This is what I think revenue diversification, is important, and it has a lot of significance. It facilitates your businesses to, enhance your capacity to way forward, and develops your business towards a success story.
Daniel, you have a question. It's a question answer session, right? You can come up with questions. You have it. Yeah, Daniel, go ahead.
No, it's not a question. It's just an appreciation for the presentation. It was
Oh,
nice.
Awesome. Thank you, Daniel. Yeah, Netu, you can go ahead.
All right. Thank you so much. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So among the different revenue models, which one do you think is the best for social entrepreneurs? Because most of us being social entrepreneurs, sometimes we tend to find challenges on how to achieve high impact at the same time having a financial sustainability of our different ventures. Thank you.
As a social entrepreneur, you need to have a very broad mind towards what you are trying to solve. So understanding what problem you are basically solving. So we need to understand that social entrepreneurship is more of responsibility. It's addressing something which is not right in the society, or which is a problem in the society. So you can improvise according to that problem, and according to there's a difference between a problem and a solution. So the line or the way towards this problem, towards the solution, you can mediate those different, you can break down the aspects of those problems, and you can generate more income. Because always remember, if there's a problem in a society, or if there's anything which is an unadvantage, or where there's lots of lack of opportunity, there is a lot of room for improvement, improvisation, and you can improvise for the revenue streams as well. So it differs from business to business. If you ask me for this generic question, yeah, you can break down those areas of problem, and then you can improvise how you can provide a different revenue stream to this.
Okay. One more question, please, if you don't mind.
Definitely, no.
Okay. So my other question is that do you think it is financially wise to, let's say, have a particular revenue model, let's say sales or subscriptions, then since you want to focus more on also achieving high impact, you dedicate a percentage of your sales profit to the impact side, while you're focusing also on financial sustainability. Do you think that would be a very good financial model?
Definitely, why not? You can improvise time to time. So there is a very much important thing that strategically what's working for you. And in business, you can't have a consistent approach. You have to maneuver. You have to understand that economically, the world is changing. The global impact is hitting the market. We are into recessions. So we need to improvise accordingly. So our revenue streams should also be flexible. We should have a flexible mindset to address and to generate more revenue. So COVID has gave us an opportunity. Many of the people availed that opportunity. They just twisted their businesses towards the other revenue streams which can generate them more business. So proactive approach is very important in business.
Yes, any other question? Anything you want to ask? Remember, this is the right time to ask question. You face any personal challenge, organizational challenge, so we're here to help.
I think social entrepreneurs should be more active in terms of their different platforms all across globe. They should internationally collaborate with other people. They should have more global access towards their approach and impact, because they are creating impact for their society. It needs to be highlighted. I think marketing should be one of the tools that can assist them to generate these revenue streams also. So that's what my take for today's presentation or today's discussion is, that we need to have an open-minded, or we need to explore and research more towards what we are doing.
Mhm. And this is what we discussed last day. We more talked about marketing, social media marketing. Then we shared some of the techniques, how they can brand and market, their enterprise through different platforms and all the best practices. So we shared with them on our first day. But yes, any question, any confusion regarding, I can see in the chat box, most of you have written financial resources. So Nelson, if you can share with us, like how you face these financial challenges, right? Just explain it to us so that we can help you. Sana is here, she's here for a while. So just tell us so that we can help you with some of the best practices you can apply on your venture. We have iPhone. I'm not sure what's your good name is. Navera, yes, yeah, phone, go ahead. First, tell us your good name.
I know, I probably have to change it. I'm sorry. I forgot that it said iPhone.
Otherwise, iPhone
My
is
name
a
is Golda. My name is Golda, and with our venture, we are targeting like rural areas. So we help students to kind of learn how to use like the practical ways for information communication technology. So we provide them with laptops, projectors, like those resources, so that they can know how to practically use it instead of like having just the theory part of it. So before, like initially we're considering maybe doing like, because right now it's free, right? Because we are focusing on rural areas. So initially we're thinking maybe we could do like coding or analytics, those kind of like high-end advanced information technology side for finances, but we are in the newer stages, so we've not been able to do that for revenue. So we are kind of like still struggling or figuring out how we'll be able to get some revenue. So that's my issue. Yeah.
What I can suggest you is that you can, if you're assisting students on, enhancing their abilities towards technology, towards communication, you should more get access. The accessibility of students can be accessed by collaborating with, may I know from which country you are? so I can have a more in-depth.
Ghana.
So you have
Ghana.
academies, you have universities, you have schools, right?
Yes.
And which age group you are targeting?
They are in JHS, so I would say
How-
from junior high school.
No, which age bracket exactly? What is the high, like, what's the age bracket? It's like 15, 16, right?
I think 12, 13, 14, 15. So 12 to I would say 16.
So you can, broaden your horizon, broaden your thought process, and you can get accessibility towards the age bracket where these people or where these students are there. So in academic level, in schooling level, you can go to the schools, you can collaborate, and that will increase market reach also. Like you can have more students who can know about your product, who can know about your services that you're trying to deliver. Secondly, you will have some support of these academic institutions, so they will also understand that what value your product is adding towards their life, and they can assist you financially plus in collaborating. So if you can collaborate in that time of level, you can have streamlines, and you can do it by creating small sessions for them initially, and you can approach them by showing that your product will add value. What is the success story of any business is how you can tell the other person or anyone that what value do you add, what advantages they will get by using your product or getting you on board.
Alright. So so to make sure I understand you. So you're saying that I should connect with academic institutions, let them know like the value that we provide, and
Mhm.
that could help with that.
Do you think that way, like it makes sense to you?
It does, yes. It does, yes.
Yes, so yes, definitely you can reach out to those, and not only the academic side, where you can provide this product. You can also like tuition center. I don't know more your dynamics of your country, but you can reach different institutional levels to upgrade, to have a exposure of your product. And you will learn also, you will improve also. When you work in academic level, it teaches you a lot. Your product can be enhanced, you can have more mentors, you can have more reach to those people.
For sure.
I hope it helps you.
It does. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, anytime.
Yes, any other question? We have Navera, I think, Golda. Any question from your side? Because you mentioned you're facing some financial problems. So can you a little bit explain what the situation is so that we can help you come up with some strategies? Yeah, go ahead. Golda, go ahead.
No, I just talked.
Oh, all right. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Who else? Yes.
Golda has a very nice smile, I guess.
Really? She looks like. Yes, anyone else? Sana is here for the next 15 minutes. So I want you to ask her questions. I want you to interact with her. We have kept content lists and we are trying to give you more time to, ask us questions. So we really expect every one of you to come up with question, ask so that we can help you, get the answer related to your enterprise. That's why we have given more time to our experts so that they can interact with you personally. Yes, any other questions?
I think these sessions always make sense. It's a way of understanding different dynamics of the businesses, because not only we are expert, we can actually we might have different idea of seeing that same thing that you are seeing. So yeah, we can improvise on that. And after that, you can also connect and drop your messages, your questions. You have to know that mentors are very important for businesses, understanding them, because we are also having a learning experience with you guys, and we can also understand your problem, and we can improvise on this.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, any other question? Any confusion you have, anything you feel like?
And honestly, while looking into these beautiful faces and people, I understand there would be many challenges because they're coming from a very, and their economy is also growing. So Ghana economy and these now are on a way of relatively more stable kind of conditions where businesses can grow and, they can be foster there.
Especially most of the countries in Africa, like the economy are growing, right? So this is the right time to invest a lot, and this can give you good outcome in the next few years.
Many of the people from our business streamlines are planning to improvise for going to start business in Africa. So they are planning, they are thinking, and they are improvising on it.
Awesome. Yes, anything? Yeah, Golda, you raised your hand?
I just remembered I have this question. Have you ever worked with maybe a nonprofit or social venture that has a partnership with the government? Would you advise it?
Sorry?
Have you ever worked with a venture that has like partnership with the government, and would you advise it at all for a venture to do that?
Definitely. Why not? Why not get government support for your startups, for the businesses? Government is an integral part. Even if the government take care of it with responsibility, but we need to define like everything when we do in a business, we need to plan it, we need to strategize. So what if the government, and how you are making someone, like either it's a private sector, it's a government sector, how they can affect your business? What are the underlinings that would be affected if they get involved? Are you taking the decision making powers to them? Will they impact that? So you need to be very open of what you are making out of partnerships. So partnerships are deadly as well, so you need to understand and you need to really be sure of what you want from those partnerships. If your objectives are clear and you know that they can support you, why not? Collaboration, partnerships always are fruitful if they are properly planned. For you, Golda,
Sure, thank you very
I can also suggest that the government schools and the government academic sectors, you can also target them.
Right, that's what we've started with now. So we have like I think some of the coordinators that recommended that they coordinate with us, but it was more of, is it gonna be, like sometimes like governments, or I would even say sometimes like in Ghana, sometimes they politicize everything. So we're also worried about having them come in and maybe turn a venture into like politics and stuff. So that's why I asked it, because we want to be sure.
You have to be mindful.
Right.
That's what it is important to, that while you make, and you need to document everything whenever you are partnering with anyone. You just have to have a proper MOU, proper legal framework, that they cannot use political activities through your medium, through your businesses, which can save you a lot from hassles. I know it's a sensitive country.
Right. Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. Definitely.
You're welcome. Go to anytime. Yes,
Yeah,
Daniel.
go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. My question is also centered on partnership, but this kind of partnership is maybe with an individual who maybe have an interest in that particular, or has passion in that particular venture you're in, but then is willing to also bring in with some resources, but then expects to get some profits as well. How do you advise that such a partnership should be handled, and is it really advisable? Or
For any partnership, for any external intervention, you need to understand the dynamics, that how you can handle those external interferences. There are people, your mindset, your business mindset, your business ideology, it's very much fundamental part. So if you think that it could result into a positive way, definitely go for it. And even I believe that global partnering support system, that are very important for a business to foster. We need people around, we need some, conducive environment, strategies everywhere. A business grows together with everything. It's public sector, it's private sector, everything impacts your business. Global economy also impacts your business. So you need to understand how critical it is that if you cannot collaterally co-partner with anyone, or you are not flexible towards these kind of things, you cannot expand yourself. So for expansion, for growth, you need people to go together with you. So it's important to have partnerships. For me, it's very important. I over the period of time, I've realized that if you are close-ended business and people cannot access, even the consumers or your own sector people cannot get access to your business, then it gets stuck somewhere. You cannot grow with the market, you cannot go with the current scenarios. So you need support system, you need people around you. I
Yes,
hope
and
I answer your question, but you have to be careful for that. Only my takeaway for this question is.
any other question? Daniel is saying thank you, of course. Yeah, any other question before we move to the next session?
Aziz, you have any question?
No, I think I just wanted, I also asked our subject experts last day, if you can tell them that they need to take a start. Like a lot of startups, they try do so much at a time. So I want you, if you can highlight the importance of this, that one, take a start which you can take keeping your resources and time and energy in mind. So because I have seen a lot of startup, they put so much efforts into things, and those are so big things that requires a lot of time, efforts, and resources. They don't do it, they got this hurt, and then they don't take up that venture ahead then. So they fell ultimately. So if you can just tell them how they can step by step, make these things happen, start earning, generating revenues, because in the start there is they have to wait for some time in order to generate revenues or go into the profit. So just if you can tell them in a summary or in your concluding remarks how they can take a start, what step they should take.
Honestly, for startups, I think you just need to have a mindset. I think apart from everything, apart from technical aspects, a big techniques and everything, what I've realized over the period of time, that startups should focus. I think for anything in life you need to focus. So if you know what is your focus, and your focus should not diverge because of different things happening around you. So if I start a business and I focus for a certain time period, and when you seed a plant into soil, it needs time. It's a common practice, or it's a common, it needs water, it needs sunlight, it needs fostering. So you cannot expect the business will grow like anything. You need to give time, and what kind of business you are doing, that's very important. How you will implement certain things, what constraints. So if you are clear of what exactly, we have no clarity when we are starting a business. We like an idea and we just step into it. Proper research is required, proper tools are required to understand the dynamics. Once you have an idea, and once you have clarity and your focus is there in that particular direction, you will never fail. Even if the failures are there, you will stand up again and you will just, go ahead. So you have to have an understanding, because I will answer it generally. You cannot, because every business has a different cycle, every business has a different dynamics, every system, a business has a different approach, and the approach is defined by the founder of that business. What mindset you have behind that, you behind what you're doing, behind what exactly you want to achieve. So the big brands, if you see Nike, if you see Apple, if you see Microsoft, they have a vision. They actually work on the sustainability is always there when you have a vision for a business. It grows massively because you have to have a vision. We need to have case study before starting a business. We should scroll to those businesses who have made an impact in our global scenario, not in their own country, but in globally they have accomplished milestones. So you need to understand this and you need to improvise accordingly. I think mindset is important and focus is very important for this question.
Awesome, Sana. Thank you so very much for joining us today. Yeah, it was very insightful. As always, you share your insights, your experience on all levels, which is really awesome. So on the behalf of the Resolution Project, on the behalf of the fellows, thank you. And on the behalf of Center for Awareness Training and Development, thank you so very much for joining us today and giving us your time.
I'm also really happy to be a part of this journey, because we all need to support each other to have a success story. And in any way we can contribute and we can come across each other to, extend our hands. These initiatives are there to assist them to have a mindset, to have a different approach, and these participants should participate aggressively, because obviously they are giving their sweat and blood to the businesses, to the to what they believe in. So I hope best of luck for all these people, and if they need anything and if we can support in any way, definitely.
You can, Sana, I would recommend if you can drop your LinkedIn link in the chat box, and if you can share it with me on WhatsApp, so I'll share it with them so that they can also connect with you on LinkedIn. Or you can put it in the chat box. All right, Sana, I think you're facing some internet issue. Thank you so very much. We will jump into, I know we are very much short of time for the sessions, but the important thing is that we maximize, on these learnings. So let us go to a very relevant discussion that we need to have, is the business model. So look, when we say in the previous, I shared a framework. Now I will share another framework with you, which is regarding the business model, how you can design business model. And what Sana said, what I explained earlier, and what Heather and Danish explained last day, and what you will be hearing tomorrow. So these all are summarized here in this business model canvas, right? So I'll share the Excel sheet in a while, but let me explain these things, why First of all, why do you need to develop a business model canvas? The reason is it will give you clarity about how and why your business, your venture should exist, and how it should exist, and what will it have in it. So it is the summary of your the business. It is the chunk, or it is the the precise summary of your enterprise that has all the details in it. How? So in this business model, and then we will go to the Excel sheet later. So you need to identify your key partners. Remember, who is your potential customer? Not only the customer, who is your, who are your clients? Who are your, suppliers? For example, you are non-for-profit organization. You want to supply a hygiene kit to let's suppose women in your area. You can't make it. You need a supplier who supply materials to you. So who are the key partners? And then of course, you need to take approval from different governments or administrations and different authorities. And of course, the people who are the organization who are donating or who are giving you fund. So who are your key partners when you are running this enterprise? Who are and who will be your potential partner? Drop down, list down all your potential partner. Could be supplier, could be vendor, could be distributor, could be your customer, could be anyone, could be the government department who are associated with your venture. Write it down. Write exactly their names even, so that you know that these are your partners or potential partners. Okay, sure, I understand sometime, but it is a recorded. You will get the recording as well later on, right? Now, after this, the second component is key activities. Now, key activities here refers to the products and the services. What will you be doing that would help your venture keep running and keep going? What are your products? What are your services? For example, my business key activities are training consultancies, training and skill development, project management, e-learning, etc., etc. So these are the key activities through which I generate revenues. So what are your key activities through which you will generate revenues? And if you're non-for-profit, what are your key activities through which you will be getting projects to deliver it to the customers or to the people you are targeting in the community? So identify everything that you and your business will be doing that would help you generate revenue, or that would help you create an impact. Write it down. Then the third component is key resources. What resources you have? Human resources, how many of you are partners, how many employees you have, or how many volunteers you have. Then financial resources, how much money you have right now. And then of course, material, how much material you have. If you are running a business which requires material, you need to identify what material and machines you need. How many laptops do you need? How many, let's suppose, pen you need? How many tables do you need? How many chairs do you need, etc., etc. So know all the key resources, whether financial, whether materials, whether machine or human resource. Then there is a value proposition. Value proposition means what value you are adding to the lives of the people through your services. What is your value addition to the people, to the life of the people or to the community? What is that unique thing? Could be, let's suppose, we provide high quality services in cheaper price. This could be one of the value proposition. You are saving money for the people, providing high quality. You are providing high quality services, and there could be multiple more. So what is your value proposition? I'll be sharing this presentation with you. You can learn more about every aspect of it. Here I have included the link as well. Then we have the customer relationship. How you will keep a relationship with the customer? Will you treat them in a respectful way? Will you communicate with them well? Will you go extra mile? Will you be providing something additional along with the services? So how you will maintain your customer relationships, how you will manage your relationship with the customers. So identify those values, those principles, those practices, so that you and your team members knows. Then channels. Channel means how you will reach out to the customer and how customer will reach out to you. You will, for example, you define your channels. Let's suppose you will be reaching out to your customer through social media. You will be reaching out to your customer through word of mouth. You will be reaching out to your customer through traditional marketing. Let's suppose you're doing you're running an ad in a news channel, or you're writing something on the walls. Traditionally, you might seen on a different walls, people have written their ads in so many other ways. So identify your channels. Then, of course, in these channels, how you will reach out to the customer. Do you need transport system? Do you need logistics system? Do you need a post system involved in it or not? So identify all the channels that required managing your customers. Then customer segments. Who are your target customers? Look, you need to understand this. Everyone is not your customer. Everyone out there in the community you are targeting is not your customer. Know your customer. Is your customer only female or woman? If they are women, which age is your target? Is it the middle age? Is it the young, or is it the older one? Is the middle class your target, the lower class, or the upper class? Know your customer. Segment your customer. Then the third is cost structure. Cost structure means how much money will be used in order to make your venture run, right? How much you will spend on your utilities, on your monthly rent, on paying to employees, on purchasing different office stationaries, etc. So know your cost structure, right? Then revenue stream, as Sana explained it in detail, how you will be generating money. Will you be selling products? Will you be selling services? If they are products, what kind of products, which will give you more sale, which is highly paid, which is not highly paid? If it is services, what services you will be providing through which you will be getting the revenue stream. If you're running a promotion, for example, on YouTube, or if you're running a YouTube channel or any social media account, what would be the revenue stream on that? Is it just running an ad on there? So identify your revenue stream. For example, our organization revenue streams are services. Then we deliver projects, project management. Then we have coaching. We provide coaching. We provide resume services. So this way we generate money. How does your enterprise generate revenues? Identify it and follow whatever Sana shared the best practices with you. So this overall makes our business model canvas. Now let me share with you the Excel sheet. Here it is. Let me just clear the previous. All right, so let me share here in the chat box. Yes, I want all of you to come to this sheet. Those who cannot access the sheet, please let me know. I hope you all can access it. If not, you can write in the chat box. I'll try give you access. Can you access it all? Yeah, can you access, because I can see only one person here. You can even access from your mobile if you're online from mobile. All right, awesome. Let me explain this, right? So I hope you can see my screen. Can you see it on my screen? If somebody can comment. I just want to make sure I don't miss anything. All right, let me explain this sheet. So I want all of you to download this sheet. Again, you can go here and you can, download its copy. Okay, awesome, thank you. So I want all of you to download this sheet and keep a copy with you. And I want all of you that once you go after the training tomorrow, because tomorrow is the last day, the final day, so sit with your team members and design your business model canvas. For example, if your venture name is ABC, what are your key activities? Define your key activities here. Then define the key resources, partnerships, key partnerships you have built so far and you will be building. The customer segment, well, value proposition, channels, customer relationship, cost structure. So draft it down, work on it on multiple times so that you can know what you are, how you can develop a business model. Now, can you see the screen? Can you see my screen? Okay, yes, you can. All right, so now how do we remove this? Okay, let's just, all right. So let me share my organization business model, right? So I hope you all can see my screen, right? So now here you can see, so we have identified everything. Look to the key partners we have, right? So these are like educational institutions, development sector. I have developed this just for the training perspective. Otherwise, you can even include the names in it if you want. Then look at the key activities we have, right? So for the key activities, see, we have defined our key activities. Let me just zoom in. Now look at our key activities. Oh, it is troubling me. Okay, now here we go. Now look at our key activities: management, consulting services, project management, training and skill development, mentoring and coaching, and technology integration services. So we have identified our key activities. Then here are our value proposition: implementing programs in local context, meeting the needs of client and customer, delivering programs in local languages to create impact and help customer learn well, working in 360 angle to empower women, right? And a lot more. Then customer relationship, creating environment of trust, treating client and customer in professional way. We are passionate about collaborating. Our work is based upon empathy. So we practice empathy in our relationships. Then we have the customer segments, how you can define customer segment: youth, both men and women, students, schools, university, and recent grad, job seekers, professionals, lower management to top management, startups and entrepreneurs. Since we have a broader, we have been working for the past 10 years. So we have good penetration in the industry. So that's why we have multiple customer segmentation. And for each segment, we have different product and services. So you might have 2 or 3 customer segments, right? So don't worry about that. Then we have key resources: 7 full-time employees, 12 contractual, office setup and all facilities. You can include the details in it. We haven't included the details. Financial resources, right? These are the channel, personal networking, social media networking, references, recommendation, cold calling marketing. Cold calling marketing is another marketing technique. Then these are our cost structure. We have HR cost, bonuses, legal compliance, rent, utilities, kitchen expenses, travel and logistic, trainers and consultation fee, travel and accommodation, event management expenses, promotion and digital marketing. So these are our cost structure. Then this is our revenue streams: consulting services, project implementation, training management, training design and delivery services, etc., etc. So this is our business model. As a sample, I have attached it for you, all of you, so that later you can go and you can develop such a business model for us, business model canvas for your personal use as well. Now, any question here? I'll be sharing this folder with you tomorrow, right? Not today. Any question you have? Any question? Yes, any question you have? How do you see this model, this sheet? Do you think like you can work on this? Yes, anyone who would like to comment? Yes, anyone who would like to comment? Do you think it's effective? You can just write it in chat. I really love hearing your voice, but that's fine. You can share your feedback through the chat box. Do you think it's good? Like you can work on it? If you have developed a business model, first of all, if you have developed a business model for your enterprise, so just tell me that, yes, we have developed this. If not, so you can tell me that you have not developed it and we can work on it so that I can, help you how you can develop this. Have you all developed this business model canvas for your venture? Yeah, Daniel, go ahead.
Yeah, for our venture, we haven't developed it yet, and I just got to know about it some few days back, but not into detail the way you have explained it today. So I'm actually privileged that it was part of this presentation. So I'll do think that we develop it as quick as possible, because it guides the running of the enterprise. So it makes you do all your activities in line with the things that you have put down. Not just today you do this, the next day you do that without following the plan that you have earlier on put. So it's really an amazing one. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And then rightly said. So that's why a lot of startups don't plan ahead, don't plan in the start, and then they struggle. So the more you plan, the more you work on these, the more you develop a structure, the better you will, efficiently you will proceed, launching or, growing your enterprise. All right, awesome. Now let me share some tips. Yeah, go ahead. Navera, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, when you're starting up a business or a venture, like what do you consider to come up with your VP, the value proposition? Because these two things confuse me. The unique selling, is it a unique selling proposition and the value proposition? And when I was looking at the BMC you shared with us, I've seen a list of points. And I'm like wondering, how did you come up with such uniqueness of your venture? Because I've seen most ventures, okay, it can be like maybe only one thing or two things making you unique from other projects doing the same thing you're doing. Thank you.
Absolutely, it is challenging. How you can come up with this. The only thing you need to do is, one is market research. The second is your personal vision and your organizational vision. For example, your organization is being created by you. So what do you envision for your organization? What passion, values, what do you see in your venture? So then you incorporate things in it accordingly. For example, Danish and our enterprise is based on our personal experience, where there was nobody to train us, to guide us, to build our capacity. We come from a very backward background. Our region is not well developed. We didn't have that facility in schools, in college. So then we built on personal experiences, and we come up with these unique selling point, and then we try to connect on a good level with our customers, right? So the same could be, you bring your personal experiences, do your homework, do your research. This would help you then come up with and know your community as well. So this will help you come up with good value proposition, how you will be handling your customer, and of course with other parts of the business model as well. I hope I have cleared your question. Let me know if you have any clarifying question. All good? Any question? Okay, all right. Let me take you through this. Last day, we talked about elevator pitch, right? Which should be ideally 30 seconds to 1 minute. Not more than 1 minute or 60 seconds, right? So Heather said few things, but I have summarized it so that you have this. I'll share this presentation with you as well tomorrow. So to craft a great and effective pitch, you can follow these steps, right? Number one, identify your goal. So identify the objective of your pitch. Are you pitching to the donors? Are you, for donors, it would be different. You need to show your impact, not the financial numbers, right? You need to show the impact you have created on the community. When you are pitching to the investor, you will show the profit number and how you will be managing the cost. So there the goal would be different for the elevator pitch. When you are pitching to make a partnership with some organization, then your elevator pitch would be different. So identify your goal, to whom you are pitching and why you are pitching. Explain what you do. Describe what you or your enterprise does. Focus on the problem and how you are helping people. So that's the flow is then focus on the problem, provide, tell about the solution, and then unique selling point, which is the next point. Include that. So and then ask for help, right? In ask, call to action. Include that in the last. So describe your enterprise, what it does, what problem it solves, and how it is helping people. Then communicate with your unique selling point. Communicate clearly your unique selling point and share why your organization is unique, why you and your organization is unique, how it is different than the other organization. Then engage with a question. When you are starting, always engage with a question. For example, you can say, while we come up, for example, you might have come up with a challenge where you don't have access to online learning, and which is cheap. So this is a question, right? You're throwing something into the mind of the people that they start thinking from the very first minute, and then you take them to the problem, and then to the solution, and then the ask, right? So engage with the question, put it all together. Keep your pitch compelling, shorter, precise, clearly convey your message. It should include what you do, your name, your designation, what do you do, what problem you solve, what are the solution you are providing, and the ask. For example, in the end, you tell, we like to partner with different clients so that we can impact, we can create a bigger impact. We would like, let's suppose we need $5,000 investment so that we can scale up, and there could be a lot more, right? So pull it all together. Practice, remember, poor practice prevent poor performance. So write down your pitch, practice again and again, modify it, make it the best one, practice again and again. So this way, whenever you are there in front of someone, you're pitching. So this would help you pitch in the best way and convince the people along it. So normally, Elevator pitch is 30 to 60 seconds. 30 seconds, 45 seconds, and then 60 seconds. It should not be more than 60 seconds or 1 minute. That's the ideal time. So these are some of the important points that you need to keep in mind when it comes to the elevator pitch. And in the later section, I'll tell you how you can make partnerships, business partnerships, right? What are the different ways and best practices? But in making partnership, your elevator pitch will help you a lot build stronger, better, and effective relationship. Now, any question you have in the elevator pitch before I move to the networking and collaborations? Any question, anything you want to ask, share, you can either put it in the chat box or you can just unmute yourself and ask me, of course.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
How do you know that you should use maybe an elevator pitch, or you'll be briefed prior to the pitching or something like that? How do you know that you're supposed to use an elevator pitch?
Of course, important question. One is elevator pitch is mostly used when you are trying to interact with people for the first time. For example, in a social gathering, in a conference, in an event, in day-to-day routine, on in different some other circumstances. So for that we use elevator pitch. For example, if you are being scheduled for a pitch where you need to pitch your enterprise, so then there the pitching would be different. But this is just an elevator pitch where you don't know anyone and you are interacting with somebody for the very first time, then you are going for the elevator pitch. If you are scheduled, then you are scheduled for a planned pitch, and every organization has their own pitch criteria. Someone will give you 5 minutes to pitch, some will give you 10 minutes, some will give you 15 minutes, some will give you 3 minutes. So it depends on them. That would vary, and then you need to adapt accordingly.
Thank you.
Of course. All right, any other question before I move ahead? Remember, these are some of the courses that you will have access to. I'll be sharing this with you tomorrow. Business model for social enterprise, human centered. These are all the free courses, right? So you can go through these and take these courses to learn more about these. Okay, so if you have no additional question, let me take you to the final learning of the day. This is giving me so tough time. Here we go. So remember, this is very powerful, how you can build partnerships and networking, how you can do networking and how you can, build partnerships. So again, understand the meaning of the partnership. Partnership is an agreement where parties known as businesses, partners agree to cooperate to advance their mutual interests. It could be between you two, for example, you are two partners, you make a partnership, you sign a deal, you sign a partnership, let's suppose 50-50% partnership, 30-70% partnership, etc., right? So based on mutual interest that you both will work together and you will try accomplish the mission. It could be between individuals, it could be between business and individual, businesses and businesses, it could be between interest-based organization, between the business and schools, or school and government, government and school, government and business, business and government, or combination of it. So make sure you understand the meaning of the partnership, right? Then remember, as a leader, if you want to grow, as a startup, if you want to grow, you really need to develop networking and building working relationship with people. Although it's a very complicated task, doing partnership and doing networking is really a complicated and a time-consuming process, but it is a very rewarding process. It might takes you months to convince or to make a good relationship with one partner, and finally that partner, gave you some fun, but it is a rewarding experience. So that's why I'll share some best practices with you, how you can, make partnership. And then when it comes to networking, remember why we do network? So that we connect with each other or with other people, either for career or for business related reason. So remember, when in business, when it comes to networking, it is different. Here, it includes a mutual interest. By mutual interest, it could be either career or it could be a business related. For example, you might help each other solve, a problem. It might be work related problem. You might recommend a vendors to somebody. You might ask someone to recommend a vendor or a supplier. You might ask someone to provide information. You might be asked to give some information about someone, or you might be exploring employment opportunities, project opportunities, etc., etc. So for these certain reasons, we go over there and we try and network with people through LinkedIn, through Facebook, physically, virtually, online, in conferences, and a lot more. Now, why networking is important?
Namala?
You will extended professional circle access. Yeah, do you have any question?
Hello?
Yes, do you have a question? Yeah, Marguerite, do you have a question? All right, awesome. So let me tell you why it is important. Number one, you will have extended professional circle and access whenever you need someone. For example, we have a good professional circle. So sometime when we do urgent hiring, maybe we need to hire a person in next one day. So due to our professional circle, we get recommendation and we hire the right person. And it could be in other ways as well. Career related opportunities. You get to know and exchange or get a career related opportunities. You learn about employers, partners, and donors. You get advice and collaboration on your projects. You pitch to your network, and this really helps you build partnerships and build network. And it really helps you refer to or help people connect with professional they need. For example, if you are a professional, right? If you're running an enterprise and you had a good network, tomorrow your partner might ask you for some certain thing that you can't do it. Then you can tell them that, hey, I know an organization which does this thing, so let us connect with them. So you will help the donor connect with that organization. So this gives you influence, and this builds a credibility, on the people and on the organization. That's why networking is really, really important. Now, with whom you can network? Friends and family. Your friend might be the CEO, your friend might be in a government, your family member might be in a corporate sector. Network with them. Current and graduate fellows, you never know. The graduate, the class fellows, you have it. They might be leading some organization. For example, my fellows, they are in different organizations. So they call me for a training sessions. They have built partnership with us. Current and previous co-workers. For example, previously I was working with the Resolution Project. Then after working with the Resolution Project, then we came into the partnership doing these session and boot camps for the past 2-3 years, right? So have a good relationship with your co-workers. Be a member of professional association. For example, I am a member of fellowships, I am a member of different associations. So I get a chance to interact with different people from different parts of the world. Current and previous employers and supervisors, as I said, the example of the Resolution Project, keep in contact with the supervisor, keep in contact with the employers. So you never know what kind of opportunities you will be getting. And of course, your professors, employees. For example, I got an opportunity in Turkey where I went as a state delegate representing Pakistan. So it was my professor who recommended me to the person who was leading that activity. So they were friends, they were there in US, and then he recommended me that take Aziz as well with you. So this is how you never know who can help you land a job, land a career opportunity, land a project, help you donate, raise donations, etc., etc. So these are some of the people with whom you can network with. Now, the other question is the guidelines, how you should network. Remember, networking doesn't mean go and meet everybody. No, it's a very time-consuming process. Networking means being tactical and strategic. What does that mean? Let me explain you these tips. Number one, identify your career goals or identify your venture goals. What kind of goals do you want to achieve? Do you want to build partnership that can lend you, projects? Do you want to build partnership that can lend you career opportunities? Do you want to build partnership and do networking that can lend you, good customers, clients? What is your career goal? What is your venture goal? Define your relationship needs. And the second step is list your existing potential. Identify the potential relationship need. Means what kind of relationship do you need? For example, right now, if you think that you don't have donors in your list, so it means you need to build a relationship with the donors. For example, right now you don't have relationship with the government entities who outsource projects. So that means develop relationship with government officers, right? So identify your relationship needs. What are your relationship needs? Do you want to connect with CEOs? Do you want to connect with hiring managers, etc., etc.? Then list your existing potential network. Go to your mobile. See who is in your network. Who are your friends, from family, from friend circle, from colleague circle. Then once you know your existing potential circle, then go to your relationship need. If any relationship need is missing there, then it comes the next step. Make a list of people to connect with. It means if you don't have CEOs in your list, that make a list of people who are a CEO, or make a list of organization with whom with the CEOs of those organizations with whom you want to connect, right? So make a list. Make a list of people to connect with. Why to connect with? That should be based upon your relationship needs. Then explore your social media connection. Go to your LinkedIn. Do you have such people connected who are the CEOs, who are the employers, who are the recruiters? Search it, connect with them, follow them, chat with them. Make an Excel sheet of all key potential connections. So whatever connection you want to build, make an Excel sheet. Write it down that these are the CEOs, these are the managers, these are the donors, etc., etc. Reach out to them, visit them, email them, call them, or follow them on a social media. Then be a part of the social and networking events. When any conference is happening, any social, any networking activity is happening in your area, go out there, give your card, pitch yourself, connect with the people that is relevant to your relationship needs. So this way, this will help you build the right connection that would serve your and your venture purpose. And last, keep your network alive. It is very important that you keep, if you build a relationship, if you talk to one person or to the organization at a time, don't keep quiet. Don't be silent for a long. Keep connected. For example, one of my approaches, now I have a lot of partnerships, a lot of relationship back in Pakistan. Now, when I have moved to Qatar, what I personally does is every month, I make a calls to 10 to 20 people. I call them, I say hi, hello, I just comment on their WhatsApp, or I WhatsApp them a voice note or a text, just to make sure that I am active, I'm following them on call. I say hi, I just tell them I just call you and updating you that I have moved to Qatar, and this is why I have moved. My organization is working there, we are going global. So this way they get to know. Just to give you one example, since we are very connected to the government departments, so there are district youth officers. We are working with different district youth officers in Pakistan. So one of the district youth officers who is following me on the social media, when I moved to Qatar, so it was in his mind that I have moved to Qatar and we have stopped our operations in Pakistan, in his district. So he was on that view. Now, when I called him and I told him that I have moved, this is why I have moved, and I explained him all the things, then he smiled and he told me that, hey, you know what? I was thinking that you guys moved out and you are no more working here. And that's the reason I moved, started connecting with some other organization. But it's good that you called me and you reminded me that you guys are still working. Then I explained him again. And then I told him that, you know, how we are working and how we are growing there in Pakistan. And then a few weeks back when I went to Pakistan, he invited me on lunch as well, so that we can connect and we can discuss activities. So when we did that, so this is how you make your network, your connection alive, so that it helps you build partnership. And let me quote another very important example. I got connected on Facebook with one of now a friend 4 years back. On and off, we were saying hi, hello to each other. I was connecting with him. When I went to his city, I met with him twice or thrice. During this, it took us 3 years that we had this on and off chat and interaction. After 3 years, he reached out to me. He joined in another organization, which is very much aligned to my organization expertise. He reached out to me. We agreed on. We helped him execute the entire business boot camps. And later, now we are in a conversation to sign, in MOU where we will be helping them in their projects. So this transaction happened after 3 years. I was keeping that relationship alive. So you never know when your relationship will give you the benefit when you keep your relationship alive. So for the networking, these are some of the skills you need to use. You need to use people skills. You need to have good listening skills. You need to appreciate others. You need to use empathy and emotional intelligence. You need to be confident and positive. You need to focus on mutual benefit. Very important. Never ever try win everything. Never ever try to have everything. Keep it on a mutual basis. If you are a platform where you share the resources, especially financial resources, people will come to you because everybody wants to earn money. Everybody wants to create an impact. So if you are a platform, for example, our platform, we really believe in sharing. We're very transparent, paying our employees and our subject matter experts. And that's the reason we have experts from all over the provinces, all over the districts, and of course, global experts as well. Why? Because we share with them. Like we have Sana, she's from Dubai. So you need to think, you need to give them a sense that they will earn respect, they will earn money, they will create an impact while working with you. Have an open communication, as I said, trust and respect your partners, your network, and be adaptive and accept the diversity. So if you have these skills, these will really help you, build a very strong partnerships. To conclude this, building an effective professional network is an art and science which requires purpose. I have explained it. You need to do homework. I have explained it. You need to do research. I explained it. You need to do planning and keep the network alive along with determination, commitment, and patience, because it is a very time-consuming process and very laborious work to do. So this takes me to the end of our today's session about networking and how you can build partnerships. Now I am open to questions. Remember, this is extremely important. Your entire venture, your entire enterprise is depending upon your networking. If you have strong networks, you will, for example, 60 to 70% of clients comes from my personal contacts that I have developed over the past 10 years. are the people I have trained. I kept relationship with them. They are now giving me the business. So this is why this is really, really important when it comes to scaling or running a business successfully. Now, any question you guys have? Any question? And remember, you will be getting all these material by tomorrow. Any question, any confusion? Do you think these are important? Like, can you just share with me what I explained, just related to your personal experience? Are you struggling? Are you making partnership and networking is helping you? Yes, any Daniel, if you can comment on this.
I think definitely networking. I haven't really been doing a lot of it this year. Last year, I did a lot more than this year. And I think hearing all of these suggestions and reminding me of, the things that I used to do, but I haven't been really doing anymore, was a really good reminder that I can still do it this year and still be connected. And hearing all of these explanations also inspired me to think of new ways to be connected with people. Yeah, so like it's really important not just to like not, find something or someone to talk to, but being really intentional with who to talk to, and yeah, and maybe build it, especially coming from a collectivism culture. It's really important to remind myself that, okay, I go in to build a relationship first, and I don't go ahead and just ask for a favor, or do you know so and so. So I think those are really good reminders of the culture differences and what's happening in different countries, and how to stay connected with other people. Thank you.
Absolutely, Jessica, and very rightly quoted. So just practice on these things, and trust me, it's a very rewarding process. It's a very, very rewarding process, right? And most of the step I explained it, I have learned these in the past 10 years, and I shared with you, this could help you, really make a big difference when it comes to making your venture a sustainable and a growing one. Daniel, anything if you want to share?
Yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity. Networking, as you have been explaining, it's really very key in not only business but day-to-day life. But for the success of almost every business, there is need to really network. However, now for us, or me particularly, the challenge that I've been facing so much is keeping the network strong, because you can start a network, with someone, but then you find after some time, maybe you're over-engaged in another thing and you forget that there is a network with someone that you really need to keep it alive. I got this challenge when one day one of the people I connected with contacted me and was like, it has really been long, and then was sharing with me an opportunity you get. Then that was when I realized that, if I'd been in touch with this person constantly, maybe there are even other opportunities that I've missed again. So it's really something that we have to, to bring in. But now it comes to how we can engage the whole team, because now when it comes to a venture, for example, it cannot, an individual may connect with, with people, but then also there's need to find a way of, speeding up the whole team to join the force of networking here and there, because my connections may help, and also another person's connection may also help. So I think there should be, I don't know if there is also a way to just speed up, to make the team, also have that strong connection, and then keep on following up. And yeah, but it's really a very important thing when it comes to to businesses and enterprises?
Absolutely, Daniel. Thank you for sharing that. And absolutely, it's very important. Yes, Margaret, if you can share, if you want to share anything, if you can hear us.
I can. It's been I've benefited a lot, especially, I mean, all what we have learned today. I had an idea about it, but I think I need to practice to be able to succeed. Mm.
Okay, awesome. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. It's all about practicing, but at the same time, you guys need to sit and you guys need to screen out what needs to be done first, what
Yeah.
needs to be done second, what needs to be done in the third step. So the more you give a strategic approach to the execution and you plan ahead, you have planned things ahead, and for achieving those targets and objective, then you have defined the steps, that what steps you will be taking. So this will help you take long way in all the capacities, whether networking, whether building, launching a business or scaling up a business or even hiring people. Yeah, Daniel, you have something to say.
Yeah, I have a question. Now, when you've just started a business or an enterprise or a venture, which category of people would you advise that we do as quickly as possible, connect with them to see that the business doesn't fail? Which category do you advise that should be, like when you're starting, you must not forget or you must not leave them without networking with them?
Yeah.
So now here it's a little technical, Daniel. It depends on the business. For example, I'll give you my personal business, how we took a start. So we took a start like a student society, right? Where we were arranging trainings and conferences and seminars, and we were targeting students, and we were charging, let's suppose, 150 Pakistani rupees, 300 Pakistani rupees, 600 Pakistani rupees. And then we were going for sponsorship to generate some more funds. So our major target was students in the very beginning, right? When the idea was pretty new. So we started working on that. First, we started with 1 and 2 universities. It worked out well for us. Then we went out of the campus. We reached to private sector. Then we reached to the colleges. Then we reached to the schools. So slowly, gradually, we expand up. Now, once we established our presence in the universities, then we launched some of our training programs, certification programs. So those we train in the institution, we ask them, hey, you can take our certification as well. So we got some clients there as well. Then after some time, we thought that we now need to jump in. Then we start working with professional, with small and medium enterprises, with startups after 4 or 5 years. Then we work with them for 3 or 4 years. Then we thought, let's now jump in with the corporate sector. We need to start working because corporate pay well. Let's start with the development sector. Then technically we jumped into the that sector. So now the first revenue stream that we created, that is almost gone now. We don't go to the universities doing less paid activities. We're going more into the project management and the consulting side. Even if it is a training, we do it if somebody tell us that this is a project, train 3,000 people in different campuses, this much is the project amount, we go, we train. Otherwise, we don't go to the campuses to train people because we don't have time for that. That is less rewarding than, going, again, we are for profit, right? We only do things that give us profit. So, and of course, through that, we also create an impact. We train people, we employ them, we place them, we build their capacity, they get employed, they start their ventures. So this is how we, measure our impact, but we are for profit. So that's why the first 2, 3, we don't do conferences now, we don't do seminars now, until and unless we opt for a project, until and unless an organization award us a project, pay us in order to do for a conference. So this is how we have changed our model with the passage of time. So maybe you can take a start where your product service is applicable to massive crowd. Now, when you generate revenue, you make a market reputation, then technically you move to the other segments.
Thank you so much.
Of course. All right, any other question, any other confusion you have it? And today was, I know it was very, I would say very heavy day in terms of getting all these tools, practices, that we shared, but trust me, these are very, very important when it comes to, running your own enterprise. All right, so if you guys have no question, I won't take more of your time. Michelle, if you can hear me, you can jump in as well. But thank you so very much for today. Tomorrow is the final day. Tomorrow I'll be joined by Hassan, who has a great experience working with startups. He will teach you some amazing techniques tomorrow, that how you can, generate, financial revenue streams, right? So he will talk more about, the financial sides, the revenue side. Then Danish will touch on business administration and some other important things that you need to keep in mind while running your enterprise. And then I'll be there to, to answer your question as well. So come up with question early in the morning. And you have any question, any confusion, we're here to clarify. And today, just action item for all of you is go back, reflect on what you learned today, write it down, and come tomorrow so that you learn some other important aspect of, business, running a business or a venture that will help you run, scale up, and sustain your venture effectively. So thank you very much for the day. And let's meet tomorrow at 5. Thank you, take care, and have a good evening, or maybe good afternoon, or maybe a good night. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.